the video. Today we're going to try the what if. Just what if. Okay, so today we're going to be doing a what if on not Jujutsu Kaisen, that's coming up on My Hero Academia. We're going to do something where, what if Deku, what was my for a second? Deku, everybody loves you. What if Deku had some good, old, nice and friendly gojos powers? Everybody knows how gojos power works, and if you don't, I'll basically explain to it. Explain it to you. So Gojo has the 6 sides and the infinity. Infinity basically takes everything like molecular, like he calls it infinity or whatever, and it basically makes a shield. Like, basically nothing can cut through this universe. Nothing can get through it because no one else is going to have cursed energy. No. People are already strong enough. We ain't doing that. And Deku obviously has 6 sides. Together he can do reversal red, lapse blue, hollow purple, infinite void. He's just Gojo at this point. We're fitting with, so we're gonna go with the Gojo look mixed with the Deku. So what I'm going with his hair is gonna be more of a lighter green, like and his eyes are gonna be blue because that's like the colour of the 6 eyes. That's all I'm gonna say. So from birth, Deku had always been different. He was born with his quirk, which means he was a lot stronger from other kids his age. Deku, on the other hand, didn't care about this. Deku was a confident kid, unlike the original story, because he was strong, he was fast, he was overpowered. He'll have all of the abilities. Well, not all of them. Not until he is about to die and he gets Red Curse technique, then he gets red and blue, and yeah, basically. So after he basically is born, the whole the powers world, can't speak today. The power in the world gets completely changed. The power shift is instant. Anyone who sees or even just stares at them for a second, the second he stares at them back, they get sent shivers down their spine. Deku, just as a look, is scary. He doesn't look scary, but like the intensity of his glare because of the 6 eyes is just disturbing. Just disturbing. This child is so disturbing. Yeah. So after Deku is obviously born, and he goes to school where he's a lot stronger than Bakugo. In this timeline, I don't know what I'm going to do for the thing. Anyway, we skip a few years. Deku / Gojo. I'm just going to call him Gojo or Deku. You guys know who I'm talking about. So yeah, so Deku is just 14. It's the same night. Then he's 14 in the real series when the Switch Film Attack. Anyway, so Bakugo's going off his whole charades, and Deku's like, he wouldn't be bullying about being quirkless. He would just be bullying him because that's just. Bakugo was just like that, man. He has the same personality, but actually, not. Bakugo's really chill. He's like a chill guy in the series because someone has stepped him up, and he's still confident, but he's less horrible about it, So Katsan, Bakugo, same guy. It's just so they train together because they want to be stronger together. They're besties. So basically, they both, and then the teacher goes, "I'm gonna hand out some career aptitude tests." Is what I would say. I know you want to be heroes. You change the field trip, and Becca's not like. Becca says, "Don't put me in with all these rookies, except for Deku." And Deku looks at him like sharply, and he goes, actually, you know what, it's fine, because Deku's like keeping him in line, you know. Makes that Bakugo isn't bullying anyone, making anyone feel weak or bad. So when they get there to the thing, we don't really know what happens. Whatever happens, happens there, you know. Anyway, the teacher before that says, oh look, Deku, Bakugo, you both want to go to UA, right? And they look at each other like with a grin on their face. So they say yeah, and then after all this, we're gonna go to the slush rooms. Deku was in the classroom picking up something, and he drops his notebook out the window. Yeah, okay, that's how we're gonna go with it. He drops his textbook out the window, and then after he does this, he needs to go outside, and he takes a different path home because like, you know, gets notebook, takes a different path home today because he wants to, because he wants to do more. You know, he's explored the neighborhood because he lives there, so like, he wants to know where the new places are. That's when the sludge villain, as he's going under a tunnel to get home, the sludge villain attacks. You know, getting Deku and just trying to just take over Deku's body for a few. Yeah. Before All Might can even get there, Deku says, nah, I'd win. As the sludge villain gets sent shivers down his spine. He breaks out into a cold sweat as suddenly he gets a 1, 2, Black Flash! Punch straight to him. The sludge villain explodes everywhere from just the sheer force of his Black Flash. Just a Black Flash. Black Flash. Black Flash. It's OP. You know that. And thus, we're going to make Gojo because Deku doesn't have a quirk yet. We're going to make Gojo's form way OP because he can like do infinite like Black Flashes. Okay, basically. So after this, before he leaves, he sees All Might. Obviously, Deku's still like, oh my god, All Might, you're my hero. Yep, because Deku is still, like, he loves All Might still, you know? So yeah, he's like, oh my god, All Might, yeah, I love you, yeah, come on, give me your stuff. As All Might says, cool quirk you got there, kid. And Deku goes, it's not a quirk exactly. I have something different. As All Might's going, quirkless, but still powerful. And then, as he walks home, they forget to collect the sludge villain. Sludge villain gets ready and tries to take Bakugo. Deku, before even thinking, rushes in, trying to attack the sludge villain, realizing that Bakugo was in here. But because Deku has Gojo's speed, he literally just gets Bakugo out of the sludge villain. 1, 2, left, right, Black Flash, Black Flash, Black Flash, slap. The sludge villain is obliterated. All Might, seeing this, will be like, he didn't care what happened to himself. On the way home, but All Might says, thank you, Deku, thank you. Not Deku, but like, thank you, young man, yappa yappa yappa, do you want my quirk, yappa yappa yappa. Oh, Deku says, why not? But after he says that, he says, actually, can I share the quirk? He says, yeah, more people can have it at a time, but it's really hard to do. Yeah, yappa yappa yappa, he yaps about it, how it would be weaker if 2 people have it, 3 people have it at that point, but yeah. He says, okay, can me and Bakugo both have the quirk? It's like when that little bit in one of the movies, they both have the quirk for a little bit. Yeah, you know. That happens, and Deku called Bakugo, you know. Bro's like, ring, 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 ring. Like, Bakugo, get up here right now. As he sees a single man, he says, this is All Might. Bakugo says, no way. All Might transforms, punching a fist into the air as the weather completely changes. You're like, oh my god, oh. He goes, oh my god, it's All Might. It's my biggest best friend in the world. I was like, oh my god, All Might, can I have you out of breath? And All Might being almost said, okay, something better. My quirk. And Bakugo goes, oh my god, before passing out and dying. I'm just kidding. Before almost fainting as Deku goes, get up. slaps Bakugo right across the face, leaving a red mark. Bakugo's like, okay. And he said, yeah, obviously, yes. And you will have to share it with the other young man beside you. And he said, wouldn't like it any other way, Deku. And Deku's like, yeah, dude. And Norman says, take this seriously. I can pass my quirk on to anyone. Yap, as long as the body's strong enough. Yap, you'll have to go through a training. Yap. Yap, And then, after all this, Bakugo and Deku take the 9-month thingy, 10-month thingy. But because they're a lot more stronger in this timeline, because they've been training together, it only takes 5 months. And they train in the gym, in the car, by the end of this, they're basically like stronger than. When they get the quirk, they're going to be way stronger than All-Might. Right? They can handle 100% because Deku's just naturally strong AF, and Bakugo's just Bakugo. Bakugo is just Bakugo. Guys, he's just like OP. And anyway, there's no way for me to actually explain this. Bakugo was just OP. Bakugo's always been OP. Oh god. Bakugo's just overpowered anyway. So yeah. So after this, I don't know, I'm breathing heavy. Bakugo and Deku take the entrance exam, which they smash. They're in separate things, of course, which only makes it better. As the 0 pointer comes out, they put 100% one for all into one fist. Obviously, they spread it around the body because they already know what. Even though Deku doesn't know what quirk feels like, what could be speaking from body, yap. So they both know what quirk feels like, and they spread it throughout their body like they do with the normal quirk. Well, yeah, you know. After this, and they use 100% full cowling, they smash the 0 pointer and send so much wind throughout the thing, every other robot explodes, leaving everyone stunned as they get the most points in history together. Deku gets a few more points because Deku's just naturally overpowered, Bakugo gets slightly injured, but not anything too bad. Only like maybe a cracked fingernail, maybe a broken finger. Deku has like a few cracked fingernails, but nothing recovery girl can't just fix up. So we go to the first day of UA. They both walk in, as they didn't just get accepted, they got a scholarship. Yeah. And they go in. Well, Deku goes in and he sees Bakugo just doing normal Bakugo things. And he's like, you must protect school property. You can't do this. And Deku says, shut up, you nerd. Deku's like more confident in this one. As Tenya Ido looking at Deku, and Deku normally would wear a blindfold, but Deku's holding the blindfold up for one eye. He'd be like, swallowing some spit. He's like, okay. As he walks away in fear. Just the intensity of Deku's stare just obliterating his self-esteem and yeah. So after this, Deku and Katron, Bakugo and Gojo, the first day, and they start talking very loudly because they're very horrible. Yeah. So and then Aizawa wakes up and goes, "Who woke me up from my nap? Anyway, put these on and go outside." As he sees how well he throws the ball to Deku because he got the highest score, thinking, "This kid's OP, but he'll probably only succeed in the ball throw because he probably is all muscle, no speed. I'll kick him out." Gojo Deku. At this point, he can use Max 1 for all. He can also use Reversal Red, Lapse Blue, together Hollow Purple. In this timeline, he has way more control over it than Mr. Gojo. He has way more power with it. So in this timeline, I say it is a quirk. Let's say it's like not a quirk, but it is a quirk. Okay, it's half a quirk. he laces his hand with the hollow purple, gets a 1 for raw, Max Howling in it, and throws the ball so far, he gets an infinite score because it went into outer space and it's just going and going and going. He did not slow down. And his teacher's like, this kid, like in the original, Bakugan gets around the same scores but not infinite. He didn't get around it. He gets about 20 times as good, better than he did in the original. Next one, I'll say the speed test. Deku outmatches everyone, even Bakugo. Grip test. Deku destroys the machine, so does Bakugo, equal scores. All the other tests, they get done, and then Deku gets first, Bakugo gets second, but Bakugo doesn't really care because that's his best bestie. So that's his bestie. So he like, hey Deku, hey Bakugo, hey you got it, hey I did, hey. They're happy for each other, like, hey, yeah guys, you did great out there. I'm like, hey, I know I did, hey, you did do good, hey, I know I did, hey. You know, just hyping each other up as besties do. So he's just like, yeah, thanks man, yap, yaps. More yapping is just yapping. As for yapping, he says, that is the best scores the school has ever seen. Meet me in the principal's office. All might be there. I'm not gonna speak. Meet me in the principal's office. All might will be there, kids. That sounded bad. Oh god, that sounded really bad. As Dawa says, meet me in the principal's office. Or in the next 20 after school. We need to speak. They'll be like, what did we do? They'll be like, what did we do? I don't know what I did. What did we do? I don't know what I did. What did we do? I don't know what I did. And then, yep, they go, those were the best goals in history. Did you choose? He's like, no. Did you win? He said, yes. He's like, yeah. You wonder why the screen is frozen on just me, and yeah. In the fault because I'm repairing a piece of Lego, okay? Anyway. So basically, after this, they just keep on hyping each other up. Deku goes into Bakugo's house. Not sleepover, no. He goes to Bakugo's house because, well, the besties, and he says to Bakugo's mom, hey, Miss Kachan, and Bakugo's mom's like, don't call me that, just, we're bestie family, just call me by my first name. He says, okay. I don't know her first name. She'll never come in this series again. I don't know her first name, so, yeah, we're, basically, after this happens, they go to train like any normal Tuesday, Saturday, Friday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday. Just any normal day. Yeah. No. Any normal day. As I see, All Might. Walking towards him and like, hey, dab me up, brother. They have a really better relationship with All Might because through the 4 months that they were doing it, and then the other 6 months that they just had to spare. I don't know. Or at the time they had to spare after they finished doing the thing, they were talking. They became besties. They were so cool together. But All Might says, kids, you're overpowered. You together, you can both defeat All for One easily. As I say, who's that? Deku kind of know what he was, who he was, but not all, knowing. As All says, my arch nemesis, not Sham says, my biggest loser. Nah. Yeah, and he's like, explains everything like, he steals people's quirks and uses them for himself. That's why he's called All for One. And our quirk is called All One for All, obviously. You know this. Because we give it and we pass it on to others. He keeps the quirks that he steals, uses them for his own selfish desires. killing heroes left and right till he randomly stopped. I believe he's on the move again. I'm like, how do you know? And he's like, because I just do, brother. Don't ask me questions, brother. I was like, wait. Guys, if you made it this far into the video, drop some green hearts in the comments section. And just write, hey, Gojo's overpowered in this timeline. Hey! Anyway, okay, so, after one flip it up, All Might explains one for all, no, all for one to them two, and he's like, yeah. And the kids are like, oh my god, this guy's overpowered. And then All Might goes, yeah, but you're too overpowered. I think the quirks have manifested. Try and think of a blue whip, like line or something coming out of your hands, and try and shoot it. Bakugo can't do it. Deku doesn't notice, but All Might kind of sees a little bit, and he says, "Put everything into it, 100%." Deku, it shoots out of him, max speed, shooting all around, everywhere. I was like, what the hell? And then I was like, try and fly. And then, whee! He jumps trying to go forward. Oh, Deku does. And he's like, someone says, you don't need it because of your speed. And Bakugo doesn't need it because of his just. Bakugo can do it because he's used to flying. Because, like, Bro's like, Bro, you know, Bro's just OP. Bro was just too OP. Yes, I'm saying, showing as while I'm doing this because, it has a guy we're trying to talk about goes by the name of in this game. Anyway, so that was that nice. I do not know what the hell that was. The flip. I said the flip. That was. Problem with sisters. Anyway, back to the game. Back to what I was saying. Anyway. Dumb explosion. Anyway, Deku's whole is gonna go fight against heroes. He fights against All Might. Yes, he's stronger than All Might, but like All Might rips off the things. At this point, All Might is weakened, but instead of All Might getting the brace to weigh him down, the kids do. Because bro, they're too overpowered for All Might. And All Might's giving him a beating like bash. 100% punches. And they can only do like 50% to it, which barely damage him because of his tough physique. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So basically, they are like being slightly cooked. As Deku puts his hand together and makes like a thing with his hand and says, domain expansion. I mean, Yuri Stingai. Infinite void. As the like water random goes into infinite void mode. All it is, what? As voice guy, Mike or whatever his name is, was, what is this? What is he doing? As I was like, I know everything. I know how to fix my problems, my quirk. As Deku says, and you also know how you're gonna lose. Boss! 100% one for all. Later with hollow purple, blah, 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 blah. Not going 100% on All Might because, well, if he did, All Might would just not exist. And then after this, of 2 seconds of this, Deku releases him, and he's like, he goes to recovery girl to forfeit it, and he goes, I know how to fix my quirk. They go in. He comes out visibly stronger. His quirk slightly better. As recovery like, I can't believe that worked. How did you know? And he says, that kid's quirk is nothing to be mastered with. anybody who fights him in the future, if he goes slightly overboard, could die within seconds. Hell, Deku. Anyway, we skip to the sports festival. Hi, probably that's what's going to happen. So they get into the race part first up. Yeah, you know. Actually, Deku gives up speech going, yeah, guys, I wish you all luck, and I'm going to win, but you guys are going to win in your own way, because you're all awesome. And Deku's like inspiring everyone, like, you can all become heroes, you're all cool, you're nice, I love you all. And he's like, everyone's like hyping him, like, Deku, 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 Deku. Wait, no, he's like, Izuku, Midoriya, Izuku. Yap. They're all like, and then. Sports festival. The second they get to the race, everyone blinks, and Deku just blinks at about 300 miles per hour, I'll say. Just sprinting across. He sees the zero pointers blinking, something a domain, destroying the zero pointers within a millisecond. All they see, zero pointers down, Deku with a little trail of just pure power or whatever, of one for all, following him. He's like, this kid is all about. And he's like, boom, boom, boom. He speeds up. He goes over 1,000 miles per hour. He goes faster and faster. Till he meets peak speed. By then, he's already finished with the festival. Wondering how he got over them flying parts, eh? In that time, he awakened the flying ability. He just goes, so he just went at max speed. He couldn't speed up much in that time, but the speed that was already there, propelling him, he's just fast as hell, bro. And yeah, he finishes the race within, I'll say, a minute. I'll say no. No, I'll say 30 seconds. 30 seconds, and he's already won. We're gonna do the. I hate this one. I don't remember what it's even called. The one where they're like on top of each. Like the cavalry balls. I hate this one, but I'm gonna do it because I just want to glaze him. You know, I just want to glaze. Like Isaac Newton when he got so much time saying, when you drop something it will fall. The type of glaze that I got for saying that. Anyway, yaps. Keep on yapping today. So basically, yeah. So Deku, bro, he just, you know when he's touching like this, like has his hand on someone, not like that. On has his like it's just touching someone, yeah. How they don't get affected by his domain, yeah. So he's like on the top of the tower. He's just like, but like, no, he like he's like, okay. So do you know the guy with like the big arms, yeah, like that can spawn things, yeah. So he has that guy. He has and he has Bakuge. I'm not gonna say he has the girl with the gadgets because he saw Deku and was like, if he summons his domain and the way that it works, smart enough to know that if I'm in that domain, I will probably not remember anything or anyone. It will fry my brain. But even though so he's poking them and like just holding them or whatever, and they're all in the domain, and he's just like, no one can get us in here. Yap, yippity yappity. No one knows in the domain. He's just literally like, no one can get us in here, but we're cool. Everyone else is fighting for the armband. Some people try and break into the domain, banging on it and smashing it, but no one can get in because, well, his domain is just too OP, you know. His domain is just too strong, you know. If you had cursed energy, you could possibly get into the gojo's domain. But do they have cursed energy? No. God. But everyone else just sees them banging on air because Deku Gojo said, yappa, veil. Summoning like a veil over the domain. Actually, not yet. Someone told her, like, yeah. it'll help in the stage situation. I'm gonna say. So basically, here's the consumer bill. He's just gonna be like, no one get in. He can get out, but like no one can get in, bro. He's just like too OP. So he's just in the domain, yeah. So he's just in the domain. He's actually just cooking everybody, you know. He's just cooking, like he's like, wah. He drops him in for 2 seconds, and everyone's rushing at him, but he's like, nah, I'd win. He says, go max speed. He's like, can't go that fast. He says, but I'm on the bottom. As everyone climbs on his, as he instantly blitzes forward, even though everyone's weight on his back, he blitzes forward. He goes, instead of holding purple laced arms, he's like, I ain't gonna do that. He goes, laps blue, reverse red, laps blue, reverse red. There's all that's anyone who thinks he gets through are the mind control guys, you know. His squad, the girl with the gadgets in her team, because let's say she went with Tenorita this time. So yeah, Tenorita's team. We're gonna say not Toji. Toji's not even in this timeline. Do I bring Toji into this timeline? And Toji. Toji Fushiguro. You know. I believe restrictions in this timeline now. So on Toji Fushiguro, heavily restriction man. Yeah, boy. Also known as Quokka's guy, but he just had OP stats. This will work. In the first round, it's Tenorita. It's like the normal round, and then it's Deku versus that mind control guy. Deku, instead of even speaking, he just goes, you wanna win? And the guy says, yeah. He says, then forfeit or die. The guy just stares into Gojo/Deku's eyes and like, No, as Deku laces his hand with hollow purple and pokes him. Bro pokes his, bro's like, just slightly pokes him, and bro's skin just evaporates, and bro's like, think about if I punched you or send this ball of it at you. Throwing a ball of hollow purple, and bro's like, as bro just passes out, falls on the floor, passes out, and he's like, my control guy is out. Yep, more rounds, not interesting. And then here's the second one. It's just some rounds until it goes Deku, let's say, versus Tenorita. No, because Tenorita's already dropped out. Yes, versus Tenorita, but Tenorita drops out and we don't get the battle. Yeah, you know. Then third round, Deku versus Toji Fushiguro. Hear me out here. Deku is very well covered, but so is Toji Fushiguro. He's of heavenly restriction and let's just say a speed quirk because he's already fast. We want him to be faster. Say that because his name is Toji Fushiguro. He's overpowered. What's your name? Toji Fushiguro. And what are you? Bro's just like Toji Fushiguro goes and you're strong. You're not stronger than me though. Deku says, you sure about that? They blitz forward, both hitting each other. Toji being blocked, and Deku punching him. But Toji just pure physique, just pure physical malice, just actually overwhelms Deku. But when it all seems bad, and Toji's basically ripped off Deku's arm at this point, Deku goes, that's all you got. Reverse curse technique. Deku heals his arm. And so he's like, what? You can't do that. As Deku says, yes I can. Taking off his blindfold saying, tell me it's serious. as Deku just literally starts going, ha ha, levitating. Max output, labs blue. Max output, reversal red. Before he says it, he says, recovery girl. Can you heal off someone's body being taken? If she says, no, she can. Hold back on this, Deku. Okay, I'll only take away his pinky finger. The power of this will shock him to passing out. Labs blue together. Hello, purple. As he says the words, Hollow Purple rushes just like this. Hello, purple. Hollow Purple rushes just like that. Toji Hoshiguro only hitting his pinky fingers with the pure power of the Hollow Purple knocks Toji out. And Deku advances to the final. Deku versus Bakugo. I'm about to glaze this fight, bro. I'm about to glaze this fight. This fight might take like 20 minutes. No, it's not actually take. So, Deku and Bakugo. Deku goes, Bakugo goes, yeah, Deku going, you know how strong I am. Every single fight you've not won. I'd recommend forfeiting now before you can't. As Bakugo saying, we've not fought in a few months. I've gotten stronger, as Deku says, so have I. As they jump at each other. Bakugo propelling himself with his explosions, but with one for all going about, let's say Deku speed. Let's say he's not going as fast as Deku, but he's fast enough to like block hits. Like, do you know when you're like fighting someone and you're like they're going really fast, but you can like slightly block hits? Yeah, that's what it's like. And Deku's like, no, you have to go full force, like completely hollow purpling. He's like handing it, and I'm back here like. Dodging out the way, and Bakugo's like, you're strong, Deku, but not strong enough for me to go full force. And Deku says, I've been holding back. He takes off his blindfold, showing his whole AF eyes. I love his eyes, bro. His eyes, oh, I'm gonna glaze his eyes. He goes, you sure you still want to fight me, Bakugo? And Bakugo says, we've never gone this serious before. Deku says, it's a sports festival. I have to look good. As Deku goes, one for all, 100% with Hollow Purple. Deku's pushing Bakugo back and back and back. Towards the line, as Bakugo goes, nah, I'd win. Nah. As Bakugo starts pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, he like awakens like his original quirk and he gets stronger due to one for all. And he starts pushing back Deku and Deku goes, nah, I'd win. One full force punch to Bakugo with Hollow Purple. Bakugo sends flying back, smashing his back towards the crowd, not breaking his spine, but he gets pretty damaged up. He gets sent to Recovery Girl, and Deku wins the thing. Every single hero sends out like an invitation or whatever. Even Endeavor, the number 2 hero, Endeavor, sends out something to like ask him if he wants to go in. He's like, number 2 hero, like Bakugo gets the same. He's like, number 2 hero. It's like, we gotta go to the same internship, man. And they're like, yeah, we totally do, bro. And they pick and they choose and they like, what about this guy, Gran Torino? He seems pretty fast. Bakugo's not as fast as us. He's like, yeah, but like, let's go add all my sets for Gran Torino. You should, but I wouldn't recommend it if you don't want to get hurt. As they're like, what? He says, Gran Torino was my mentor back in his golden age. He beat me until I figured out how to use one for all. But we don't know. No. He'll call it too sloppy. And you'll be beaten for it. I was like, nah, let me meet this guy. And they both pick Gran Torino. They walk in and they see the usual cover, Gran Torino, and they like, oh my god, this guy's dead! As Deku looks at him with his 6 eyes there. He's not dead. He's just dropped his food. Hasbro's like, huh? Them eyes of yours seem to have the glare of sex. And they're like, when the hell this guy figured that out? Yeah, that's one of my quirks. 6 eyes. Can't be cancelled by Aizawa, so don't try it. Deku. Imagine Deku with a gun, bro. Bro would be like, if you're trying to fight someone, bro, just pull up with a gun. Just go. Bro's gonna be so. Or a sniper will do fine, you know. A sniper rifle. But you just like. Do not pull up with a sniper rifle because you'll kill them. Whatever is said in this video is not canon. Do not blame me if you get the law wrong. Anyway, so Deku and little bro Mr. Bakugo is just like interning and and they're just like chilling out. They're like cooking because Gojo like you have great control over it, but you can do this better. And he tried to jump at Deku, literally grabbing the bro by the arm like, you want to try that again? And his bro's like, oh shoot, this guy's like, oh people, this guy's like, Gojo's like, oh, this guy's like too good, bro. Bro's better than, All Might. And he's like, you're better than All Might. He's like, yeah, All Might said that to me. But oh, even All Might knows he's better than him. I gotta write a letter. And yap. After the internship, but before the end of the internship, they go to the place that they need to go. And to train, and then he just senses it. He just, wait, no, he doesn't grab Gran Turismo's arm. Doesn't that happen? What happens? Infinity is always active. When you jump to him and Gran Turismo just and falls over. So he's on the train. Then he sees like something going off, and they're like, "Yeah, let's go." Yeah. Oh, Deku and Bakugo have the hero licenses. Don't know why. Don't know why they have the hero licenses. Because the school forced them to. Because they're just too powerful, bro. They're too powerful not to have them. So yeah, so they're like, don't worry, Tanya, we'll get you this. And like, go, run, he's too strong. I got this. But Deku's like, you don't got this. You're bleeding out. You're hurt. And he's paralyzing you with his quirk. And Deku takes off and says, hello, Stain. I'm Deku. Stain shivers and he goes, okay. Stain jumps towards man, stab him. But nothing happens because of Infinity, and Deku goes, weak. Punching him. Stain gets knocked out instantly. Oh, and he takes. So Deku gets all the glaze for this because Deku's the only one who basically did anything. Deku's like glazed and and after all this, after all this, they're like, no one's in the hospital except for Tenya. Tenya's like damaged, and Tenya's like, I'm hurt. He goes to fight with the Nomus. Oh my god! I missed the natural disasters area thing. Wait, let's do that now. Like unskippable dialogue from like Mr. Black Hole. Yeah, Mr. Black Hole. Yeah. Mr. Teleporting Man. I ain't called him this name because I don't know the name. Mr. Teleporting Man come out with Shigaraki and Inu. I forgot how to say the name. Nomu. And Nomu. Yappa. Deku literally basically goes, nah, I'd win. Basically flying around, tap speed, punching everything, or every hit villain. And then the Nomu. Deku does a full one for all, half strength with a hollow purple at the gnome thinking that'll be enough for sure. The gnome was like losing one of its arms, half its body, but it regenerated. Shigoro says, kill that brat. The gnome's trying to punch him, but nothing happens because of his because of his infinity, but it's like, I want to try that again. Deku, 100%. With the Black Whip lining it, with the gear shift, and Hollow Purple. Bro's literally like, one for all, max potential! All the glass in the building shatters immediately. The floor breaks. Literally, physics itself just gets destroyed for a millisecond. And with that one punch landed, just everything broke for a second, even time and space. For a millisecond. Only Deku noticed, like, I'm really strong. The Nomu just do you know, like, he punched him so hard that the Nomu's just like, before he can even think about sending the next punch or think about him like being the damage, bro's just so damaged that nothing happened to him except for he just dies. Everything is just damaged, bro. He's just dead. He just physically he's alive, but he's just dead. The physics is broke, bro. Nothing can survive that punch. Except I'll never use it again unless I need to. So Deku gets all the glaze of it again. Deku's like, hey, and you know, and Dev's like, I should have taken him. I would have gotten some of the glaze. And you know, yeah. Anyway, back to where we actually are. So after the stain incident, yaps, and then more yapping and more yapping. After all this happens, we get to looking at hair and name, which Bro already did. He's Deku. He has a hair and such. He's like, yeah, he's Deku. Nah. His hair and name? Gojo. Hehehe. I'm assuming Gojo and Deku, depending on what I want to say. Like, his hero name? Gojo. He just thinks of it like, my hero name? Satoru Gojo. Satoru Gojo. He was watching it like, this guy's power is exactly the same as mine. It's really weird. Maybe I'll take his name, you know, like Satoru Gojo. Has a nice ring to it. I'll be taking that. I was like, yeah, like my name, like Satoru Gojo. Like, that's a slaying name. You can have it. Like, I'm just like, yeah, dude, this is sick, bro. But literally like OP AF. And bro's literally like, let me think of this. I don't know. Give me a minute. Give me 1 more second. Okay. So bro's literally, wait, where was I? Yeah. Picking his own name. Bro's literally just Satoru Gojo. after this, they go, like, they take the test, and they go to the camp. Oh god, I forgot to do the camp section too. Anyway, so they go to the camp. Everything happens, but except before they can even notice that they're coming, Deku already knew that they were coming, knew where they were coming from. Bro wiped out everyone but Shigaraki, and the photo guy got away, so it never happens. Like, the camp goes normally, Anyway, so yeah. The final battle. Nah, we're gonna be glazing this. So the bit with Endeavor's son, yeah, that still happens, but Deku's helping them defeat him, and Bro gets obliterated in 0.02 seconds. The no moves, I think there's no moves. There's not there. No moves. There's no. This point, Mr. Teleport's already been taken, bro. And the final battle happens. Deku's 1, 2, left. Bakugan solos one for all. Deku goes Shigaraki. This timeline, he gets more time because Deku never goes to certain Night Eyes, never sees that little girl, and that all never happens. I don't know why that's relevant, but yeah. And then after that they never go to that hospital because they never get the leads or anything. And yeah, so Bro's fully developed. Bro's like it's not a fair fight, but it's a fight. Bro's so Shigaraki's throwing punches, Deku's catching them, throwing them back, and Shigaraki's dodging and making finger barriers and Bro's using his quirk to punch, fish. Deku at this point has all the things. Bro uses gear shift and the one where he makes him go fast, throwing a full power punch, and in the end, Deku bash, and then Shigaraki lands a proper fist. Deku's infinity, which should be indestructible in this timeline, breaks for just a second. Shigaraki punches Deku so hard. Deku's infinity breaks as it was just a little punch, but it had enough force to knock over 1,000 men. Deku falls to the ground, coughing out blood. But there was something else, not just infinity. He had already lined his whole body with hollow purple, but it wasn't enough. Deku was so hurt. Then the scene where all the classmates come in and distract him, and bro helps, and man's OP, and the man runs up to Shigaraki going, "How about now?" Every single quirk, not going into Shigaraki, but every single quirk propelling this punch forward at max speed, max strength, max power. Hollow purple, reversal red, relapse blue. 1,000,000%, one for all. Pushing the limits of his quirks with Black Whip, with Gear Shift, with Flight, with everything. He also gets Explosion because Bakugo, and Bro smash. As Bro says, I call this insanity of Gojo. Smash! As Shigaraki gets obliterated, Bro's body is non-existent except for a little bit with it, but he heals. And Deku's like, no, he's healing. And he goes, between heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one. Reversal red, max output. Abs blue, max output. One for all, max power. Maximum power. Ultimate move. Hollow. Purple. The words echo in the air as Hollow Purple shoots at Shigaraki's remaining body parts as they try and heal. But before they can, Shigaraki is destroyed forever. One for all. Punching at Bakugo. Slightly getting the upper hand as Deku goes, I just killed your little pet. Or whatever, Shigaraki. It's your turn. Hearing them words in his head because of one for all and not for one's connected, and he said, oh my god. He's coming as one for all. all for one, with just nothing else but fear and flee. He tries to run, he tries to do anything, but by the time he's moved in muscle, Deku, full power, adrenaline kicking in, appears behind him saying, "Where are you going, child?" As one for all for one, without even noticing, has already become a teenage boy. Like, please, 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 you don't have to do this. We can speak this out. Please, please, no, no. As Deku says, weak fist. Nah, you deserve a pain much more fitting. I'll send reversal reds up your body until your regeneration finally disables. And was like, no, that'll be torture. So he says, reversal red, left blue, reversal red, left blue, hollow purple, hollow purple, hollow purple. Sending it again for hours and hours and hours. As all for one's like de-aging and de-aging and de-aging. As he becomes a child. But Deku says, the fun's not over yet. It's pure, like, defying gravity and defying laws of physics makes him an old man again. That's how long you can last before your consciousness finally break. And burgers again and again and again and again and again and again. Until all for one stops fighting. Regeneration stops working. And his body evaporates into nothingness. No last words, nothing to remember him by. Everyone's like, oh my god, that was a little hard. He says, he's ruined and killed so many. He doesn't deserve just death. He deserves hell before he goes there. Alright, fair enough. Top world hero for the rest of his life. Masculating, Ro doesn't even need the suit. Bakugo doesn't get hurt. No one dies in the final battle. Don't think anyone just no. Some people do die in the original, but no one dies in the final battle. Deku and Mrs. Zero Gravity Girl gets like her upgrade. They start dating. They're like, hey, I love you, hey, and they're like, they get their own hero companies right next door to each other, by the way. And they live together. They're besties. They're husband. They're wife. They're best friends. They're like they're a couple. They're everything. Well, but Deku always has one thing in mind: the way he tortured that man. Thinking, was that really necessary? Did I really need to do that? As he spiraled and spiraled, and all for one's voice came through his head saying, "Good. You regret what you did that day, don't you, Deku? There's one way to make it right. Becoming the new me." And Deku says, "No, I wouldn't. I could never. I'm just..." As all for one whispers again, "Then why are you having doubts? Why do you hate what you did that day? Why do you hate everything that you've done since then? You don't deserve it, Deku. You don't. That's why it's not real." Deku is back on the battlefield, fighting all for one. He says, "Was that a nice time travel?" "I bet it was, Deku." There's something going through his heart. Pain seized up Deku's body. Deku, a small thing went through slightly through his heart and punched him like, "How is this possible?" My opinion says, "You dropped it while you was in your little brain state." He says, "You still gonna do that to me?" And he says, "That means destroying you after you did this to me. Ruin my life with my wife." Like, who's his wife? He says, "My life with Floaty Girl." Right. Oh, Gravity. I remember her name. "My life with Gravity." Gravity, he likes you today. Yeah, it does. Then I've had enough of this. As Bro's eyes start glowing bright blue, another one just starts shaking with fear. He rips the thing out of hunger, weak, reinforcing his heart and keeps it pumping and his lungs like closing the thing with infinity. The infinity gets 1,000 times better and says, "This will never, you will never exist again." Them words, the power that they travel, freezes off for one. As Deku goes, "Max power, ultimate fist!" As he makes a ball of hollow purple so big, it could literally obliterate the Empire State Building, crashing it onto All For One, destroying him in history and to never be forgotten. And yeah, Deku and Bakugo have pretty beaten the matters. They both need to go to the hospital. They both make a full recovery. They're both heroes forever. Deku, I can easily see Deku living. The last person that thing I say is like 100, but I see Deku living to 300. I say this. If Deku has infinity and you make anything with infinity, yeah? I'm saying with this. What if Deku could make his heart keep pumping, his neurons keep firing with just his infinity alone, and even if he starts having old age, he can always use reverse curse technique. Bro's gonna live forever, bro. Bro's living forever, fighting crime as a symbol of peace. Until forever and never. And he has so many apprentices that keep on dying and dying. But Bakugo, everybody in the world, just like the real ones, like the gojo timeline, has a little bit cursed energy. And now we're in the time where curses appear. People can't see them, only Deku. But Deku can handle every single one of them easy. Until the first special curse that can rival Deku. And wonder who that is? Sukuna. Not only does he have Sukuna's powers, he also has a quirk. And do you know what that quirk happens to be? All for one. He has all for one. He's Sukuna. He's overpowered. And yeah. And they start fighting. Deku and All For One start fighting. And like, and they're match. But Sukuna doesn't have all these 1,000 years worth of experience. Deku has over 1 million. Deku smashes. This timeline, Bakugo. Somehow, through his millions of years, has like a bunch, has cursed energy now somehow. Okay, don't ask me how it works. Yeah, I'm gonna say that he sees Sukuna, and he's like strong as hell. His like curse technique is something. He has a spiral ball curse technique, bro, which goes perfectly with his quirk. By the way, I'll say that he's overpowered as hell, and like so he makes the ball, and he's just like overpowered with Deku, and Rose just actually beats up Sukuna together, and then it happens. You may be thinking, wait, what happens? You might be thinking, what happens? Nothing can happen, right? No one can beat them. But they absolutely destroy. And I mean, destroy Sukuna. They're smashing and bashing. They do it on top of a mountain, so not much happens except the mountain just gets obliterated, bro. The mountain just doesn't exist. And like, oh my god, when does the world is destroyed? And Nick says, not to worry. And he crushes the floor with full power, making the mountain reappear for some reason, somehow, don't ask. Yeah, and this is like, curses appear, more people get cursed energy. the whole timeline of like the JJK series happened, but there's way more high tech, and it's like yeah, you know, like it's like the same thing. Superman reincarnates, they kick his ass. This time way easier. Yeah, you know. Gojo here gets sealed. Well, I don't know what happened when Gojo gets sealed, but it's like, seal me. Nah. I'd win. But instead of getting his brain taken. Actually, no, get as my besties with Gojo and Bakugo, you know. Everything happens, everything happens. Tengen, you know, is like OP, but like Gojo can defeat anything happens. Yeah, I've not seen it yet. I've not seen the series yet. I haven't seen part 1. Those thing that I'm watching on, it's come out part 2 yet. I don't know if part 2 is out or normally yet, but I would recommend watching it because the part is really good. I love it. I love part 1 of the Culling Games. It's so good, but it is so good. Anyway. What am I saying? So yeah, everything happened. Deku's still OP, and yeah, that's another video on the Nutty channel. Stay cool, stay kind, stay awesome. Have a nice day or night, or if you're watching this before school and you got a history test or math test, you're gonna do well, bro. If you got a test tomorrow or you have to do some homework, just go for it, do it, study, try hardest. That's all people care about. Even if people say, just try your hardest, they do mean it. Just try your hardest, man. You know, like, yeah. Have a great day. Watch the JJK series, please. I beg. Watch the JJK. And MHA, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia. Favorite animes of all time. So, goodbye. Good night.